Okay.
Stop.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining our weekly intention activation session. So, as usual, we are going to start by giving ourselves a little stretch before getting into the meditation. Yeah, so if you can just follow me for just a few, a few seconds, just moving your arms, stretching, and bringing all your attention already in your stretches. So already you're using stretching yourself as a way to connect with your body. And then once you feel good and stretched, bring your attention to the weight of your body where you are sitting, noticing the sensations of the points of contact between your body and your environment where you're sitting. And then one step further, bring your attention to your feet and the connection of your feet with the ground. If you need to, you can press your feet on the ground, noticing this point of contact. And with that intention of grounding yourself, anchoring yourself into the ground, into the earth. And then once you've done that, let's bring our attention back up from the feet all the way into the chest, and more specifically into the heart. And to create that connection with the heart, you can either put a hand on your heart and feel the sensations of touch between your hand and your heart, and or tuning in to the inner sounds of your heart beating in your chest, or feeling the sensations of your heart beating in your chest. And once you can feel that, you're experiencing that, then switch to imagining or visualizing as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. And that visualization will help you to stay anchored in the heart. And as you're doing that, slowly but surely, start to breathe a little bit deeper and slower than usual. So it's going to feel like just extending your in-breath a little bit more, and then extending your out-breath a little bit more. And if you can, try to have your in-breath matching your out-breath, like same time breathing in as you're breathing out, so that your breath is as rhythmic, as balanced as possible. And don't worry about trying to reach perfection. Just breathing a little slower and deeper is fine. I'll do this for a few more moments in silence, and then I'll guide us to the next step. Okay. And you might start to feel a sense of peace and calm coming over you with this breathing. So we're going to take advantage of it to have our contemplation. And we're going to start it first by reminding ourselves of the end goal, of the trajectory that we want to have for our future. So whether it's the vision that you have for your life or a goal that is a little bit closer to you in time frame, just bring that to your attention, to your awareness. So really the important thing for you that you're holding as your GPS, that you thrive to achieve, that you want to achieve, that you want to reach at some point in your life. Just so that you get a sense of the direction, the trajectory that you want to have. Okay, now once we've done that, now we're gonna contemplate how last week unfolded for us, and both what worked well and what didn't work as well as we hoped for. So if that helps, you can imagine as if you're turning virtually toward your past, towards the recent past in your mind's eyes. You can imagine, if you want, as if you're floating above your timeline, so that you have a bird's eye view of everything that happened last week. And objectively, just notice everything that you felt was a win, was something that worked great, was aligned. Everything that you would want more of because they're working well, the things that you'd love to expand on, keep, nurture. And then also notice the things that didn't work as well or didn't appear to work as well as you wanted. And here think about what you'd rather maybe let go of, what you'd want less of, what you might want to change or course correct. And as you're going through this contemplation, notice as well that sometimes things that seem to work well because the result worked well, sometimes the journey that took us there was unpleasant or wasn't aligned with your values. So just notice that as well, because also sometimes when our results don't work out, there were still a lot of things in the journey, in the process, that were extremely nourishing, pleasant, aligned. So just notice that too, and be careful not to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Sometimes there are still great things that we are quick to dismiss because just the last outcome didn't meet our expectations. So just notice all those things, and we'll stay silent for a few more moments so that you have time to reflect, and I'll let you know when we are ready for the next step. Okay, one more minute of contemplation. And we're going to gently finish this contemplation with asking ourselves that one question. If last week, or a version of last week, was to repeat itself over and over into the future, would it bring us in alignment with the vision that we have for our life, for our future? Or would that bring us off track? So just getting a sense, comparing what you reminded yourself of earlier, the target that ideally you want to achieve, or the line of conduct that you want to have for your life. And now comparing, if last week was going to keep repeating itself, is it on track? Is it on track with the goals, with the vision, or is it not? And if it's not, no judgment, don't use that to beat yourself up. Just notice, is it a little bit off track or a lot off track? A little bit or a lot off track. And now, this next part of the session is very much about creating a version of the week that is starting today that is course correcting, that is very much bringing us back on track with the end vision, the end goals. So we're going to start that now, and that's the fun part. So I'm going to invite you to gather your imagination and allow yourself really to dream wild. Because now we're just going to imagine the best possible version of the week that is starting today, with the best possible outcomes, best possible scenarios. And so allow yourself to imagine wildly. And my recommendation is always to start with yourself. So first, really visualizing, imagining yourself functioning at your best. When you are at your most creative, productive, insightful, and also rational and logical, when all of these aspects of you are working in synergy, both rational and creative, both emotionally intelligent and driven and practical. Basically, when you're in a flow, then what do you create? What are you most likely to make happen? What connections are you most likely to create? So just imagine yourself in that amazing state. And then start imagining what you're doing with while you are being in this state. Connection with people, actions that you take, decisions that you make. projects that you're saying yes to, new initiatives. What are you doing more of? What are you doing less of? And while you're imagining all the amazing things that you're creating while you're in that flow, notice how it's also impacting the world around you. And as it's impacting the world and the people around you, how is that creating also new outcomes and opportunities as a result? Meaning that sometimes like things, decisions are not in our direct control, but because we're in that flow and we're creating that positive impact, then the outcomes from what we are not controlling also work out in our best interest. So just imagine what might be happening in your life this week when that happens. Decisions, maybe opportunities that you don't have direct control on, just as a direct, indirect consequence of the positive flow that you've generated. Suddenly they're opening up. Decisions are being made that serve everyone, including yourself. Maybe avenues that seem to be blocked suddenly open up. And even totally new opportunities show up. And if you want, you can also imagine that impact, that flow that you've created, how it benefits other people also for them, for your loved ones. You can also imagine them in your contemplation being positively impacted, what doors it opens for them, how it benefits by ripple effect the bigger community, the collective. How is that benefiting everybody, including yourself? So just imagine that ripple effect of positive waves that you created and how it's coming back to you tenfold. It's coming back to you and everyone else in a positive way. What doors are opening, what possibilities are made, are getting into your awareness. Synchronicities, maybe. New people that you never thought you could possibly connect with now are accessible. Unexpected surprises, things that seem to be totally random. They might seem random, like great news, surprise, surprise, that's so unexpected type of things. Have fun imagining those as well. But also being aware that even though they look random, they're also a response somehow from the amazing flow that you're inputting in the world. So just have have fun imagining what's happening in your life, your work life, your personal life this week, everything that's successful, fun, enriching, nurturing, contributing. Okay, maybe a few more moments contemplating, imagining. And as you're pushing your imagination to its limits, I would like to invite you to set another intention that you're aware that you can only imagine within the limits of your imagination's capabilities right now, but that there are a lot more, there is an infinity of possibilities in the world, in the universe, in the field, whatever word you want to call it. And that if and when you encounter possibilities that you have not yet been able to imagine, that still you will recognize them for what they are, because they might look very different, very unfamiliar. But even then, just set an intention that you will see the potential. You will recognize that, oh, this is a possibility I couldn't possibly imagine, but yes, this is even a sign that I'm shifting. I'm shifting even my own paradigm, getting access to possibilities beyond my current reality. And yes, I will welcome these possibilities, these opportunities into my life. So just get that awareness and set that intention for yourself. And then for this next part, I just want you to notice how you're feeling. You've just imagined the best possible options. How does that feel like? Maybe it's a very familiar feeling, passion, excitement, peace, gratitude. Or maybe it's a more internalized feeling, something you feel in the body, even though you can't quite put a name to it. In any case, that's perfect. Just notice what it is, how it is. And now we're going to make it stronger and stronger. We're just going to build on it. And in order to do that, I'm going to invite you to imagine, visualize, as if those sensations, those feelings, those emotions are flowing in and out through your heart with each breath. And that as if on each in-breath, these feelings flow into yourself through your heart. And then you can feel them with more and more intensity inside yourself. And that also with each out-breath, you're seeing, visualizing these sensations flowing out from your heart with each breath. And as they flow out, it's like they're radiating out of you and they're illuminating the space around you and in front of you, as if they're projecting outwards into the world. So with each cycle of breath, you can feel them more intensely inside yourself, and you can also see them illuminating the world outside yourself. It's like your heart is holding a flashlight, and when you breathe in, the flashlight illuminates the you on the inside, warming you up. And then on the out breath, your heart turns the flashlight out, and it's illuminating the space around you. Or maybe it's a double-ended flashlight, whatever your imagination wants to use. But with each cycle of breath, those emotions, sensations, feelings are getting stronger and stronger. Feeling them deeper and more intensely every time on your in-breath. Warming up your body, making your cells tingle and vibrate. And radiating out further and further with more intensity as well on the outside. Making the space in front of you increasingly brighter. And now it's getting so strong. These feelings inside of yourself and radiating out, that it's as if they're like a laser beam. Your heart projecting them with such strength that you're able to literally use this laser beam to carve out a portal right in front of you. A portal in space, but also a portal in time. A portal where on the other side is the new version of the week that is starting today, a version that is completely aligned with your vision for the future, with your perfect version of the week that you've imagined, a version where you will in an instant have access to all the possibilities that will support your best possible aligned outcomes for the week. So now let's imagine in our mind's eyes that we are now stepping into the portal. So just imagine you're walking towards the portal, put a foot and then another foot through it, and now you're on the other side. And as you know you're on the other side, you're just noticing the portal shutting down behind you. and the old timeline dissolving. Now you know that you're decidedly on this new path in this new reality. And so we're going to enjoy it for a moment, taking deep breath again. And here, feeling or imagining that you're feeling this connection with this new version of reality, feeling the connection with all of these possibilities that are now available to you. So as you breathe in, you might feel like tingling, vibrating, as if all of these new possibilities are now plugging themselves inside your body. All of these opportunities make your body resonate. You're just getting in sync with this new reality. You're getting in sync with all of these possibilities, and you can actually feel that into your body, as if you're retuning, resetting. I invite you to feel that, or even just pretend that you feel it. Knowing that you're connecting with this new version of you, this new version of your timeline, of your reality, fully accepting it. Maybe on your in-breath, taking deep breath might help on your in-breath, feeling these connections. On your out-breath, maybe radiating gratitude for this new reality. And now that's the state that you want to bring with yourself for the rest of the week. That's the state that you want to uphold as much as you can. Every day, every minute of every day. And in order to help us do that, we're going to create an anchor to anchor this state, these sensations, these connections into ourselves. And the anchor will also help us to remind ourselves of that state in case we need it during the week. So it's very easy to create this anchor. To do that, just bring your index and thumb on your right hand together. Press your finger together and feel that sensation of pressure between your two fingers. Then do the same with your left hand, bringing your thumb and index finger together, pressing them together and feeling the pressure between those two fingers. And then pressing your fingers from both hands at the same time while doing your best to find a point of pressure that is exactly the same on the left and on the right. Finding that point of pressure that's identical on both sides. Have a little play, trying different pressures on either side until you find that point of equilibrium. And as you do this, your mind has no choice but to be 100% present, 100% present now in this point of equilibrium, 100% present in this new reality, And because it's 100% in the new now, it's totally releasing any grip that it had on the past, unlearning the old you, the old obstacles, the old stories, the old habits. Your mind is 100% present in the new reality, free of the past. And so now, all you need to do in the future to bring yourself back into this state of connection with the new reality, all you need to do is press your thumb, index fingers together and remind yourself of that point of equilibrium. It won't need to be perfect. Just the fact you're bringing your fingers together, pressing them together simultaneously, and bam, you'll be back. So if you want, you can open your fingers, release the anchor, and then press them back again just to train yourself to use it. Release your anchor and then create your anchor again. Getting used to the sensation, the gesture. This anchor is anchoring you in the new reality. And every time you use it, it will bring you back on track in this new version of you and your life. Okay. So now release your anchor for the last time. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves back to the here and now, except it's now the new here and now. And to do that, rub your hands together until they're warm. Bring them at the top of your head. And from there, we're going to touch our body from head to toes, as if we want to remind ourselves of the boundaries of our physical body. So we can start with your head, your face, down your neck, your shoulders, your arms, and then the front of your body from shoulders down to torso and abdomen, the sides of your body, rib cage, down to the waist and hips. Try to touch as much as you can in your back as well. Again, all the way down to your buttocks and then down your thighs, your knees, your legs, and if you can, all the way down to your feet. If you can touch your feet, fantastic, but if not, it's okay. Just press your feet onto the ground again. Again, with this grounding intention, re-grounding yourself again into the earth. Maybe even taking a split second to thank the earth for actually allowing our whole existence on this on this plane. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, you can just open your eyes and get ready to get on with your day or your evening, wherever, depending on where you live. And thank you so much. Enjoy your week, and I will see you next week for our next session. Bye, everybody.